Just come to the South Stack Lighthouse in Anglesey by Holyhead, and the sun has just set and it's absolutely magical here. Today we are exploring more of Anglesey Island, starting with Traeth Bychan beach. We're going down this very, very narrow, windy road onto that beach. We have found thousands of razor clam shells. These clam shells are very easy to recognize and are named razor clams as they resemble the old-fashioned barber razors. There are a couple of people behind me, but other than them, it's just us on this whole beach. It's completely empty, or almost completely empty.
Amazing how far out the water's gone. Probably need to drive to the water's edge now, and I presume the water comes all the way into here when the tide comes in.
Those clams, I think, come out of these holes that are there.
I thought there was a crab.
No, it's a clam. Be your lesson today, Julia? One of your homeschooling ones? Finding out about clams.
Okay.
This one here is the length of my foot. Wow, there are lots of them.
That's unbelievable.
That's insane. Wow. That just goes on and on along the beach. Wow. They are all completely empty. Wow. Look at this. These are all clam shells. Wow. These razor clams live buried in the sand from the low tide mark to 60 meters deep. But after storms, huge numbers of them wash up on the beach, which is what must have happened here. Yeah, there appear to be a lot of warning signs to not leave anything valuable in the car.
Certainly do.
We were heading to the beach that's just over there. When we came across this ancient village, there's monuments from 5,000 years across the history, starting with this old church right behind me.
This tiny little church was from the 12th century, but has had a little bit of modernisation in the 14th and 16th century. It's got a crypt underneath it and served this whole area back in the day.
Is that the crypt then?
Yeah, it must be. I've no idea what.
What is it?
It's just a little room down here.
It's a tiny room.
Yeah, tiny little room. I've no idea what it's for. I think you said it was a crypt. I mean, it's probably so old, but there's probably bodies dug into these sides. And I'm sure that's what it said on the notice board, that this was a burial crypt.
Wow, this is really impressive. These are the remains of a small farmstead occupied by local British farmers during the Roman occupation of Anglesey. And even though there are trees sheltering the site today, there would have once been panoramic views across the bay from here. Landscapes change a lot in 1700 years. The remains of this village came from the 4th century. What does it look like, Julia?
See.
And it looks like what? A dining room.
I know.
After lots of driving around, we found this little place. I saw like a peninsula on the map and wanted to find a way down to the beach from it. Just come to the South Stack Lighthouse in Anglesey by Holyhead, and the sun has just set and it's absolutely magical here. Michael and Julia stayed up in the car. The view is absolutely spectacular. The tickets for the lighthouse are now closed, but I'm sure we're going to come back one day and actually walk it properly, because you can see the walk up to the lighthouse, going from the mainland to like the island where the lighthouse is situated. But wow, What an evening. Today's a new day and we're driving around Snowdonia National Park and just outside of it, pretty much aimlessly, and just having a look what we can find and where there are beautiful places. And we've come across really nice drives already that we want to take in another couple of weeks, especially because it will be covered in autumn colour when all the leaves are turning more red and orange. And we've just stopped in a parking spot to have our lunch, which is just salad with beans, which we love, and we can eat a lot of those. And now we're gonna go to what I think is called Porthmadog, and to the promenade maybe there, or some kind of a beach road. I'm just keep putting spots in the map, and we follow those, and we'll see what we can find and what we can discover. So the sea is right next to us on the left, but there's a huge wall stopping us from seeing it. That's useful. This is Porthmadog that we're driving through now. This looks really pretty. There's the harbour. Wow. This is
how big it is.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wonderful.
You can barely even see the sea. It is so far out.
Looks like you're standing on
The
my head.
tide is
Stop.
so far out.
Stop.
Wow.
That's it, stop.
It's there in the
It looks
distance.
like you're standing on my head.
And there's a car parked on the beach somehow. The views are beautiful. That's of Snowdonia National Park. Stunning.
That's good.
Oh my god.
I'll put that on Facebook.
Michael managed to take a photograph that looks like Julia standing on his head. Okay, we should walk.
What is this beach called? Mad Dog?
Porthmadog, I think. There's a warning sign that says there's a fast incoming tide. No wonder if the sea has to go in all the way from there, and it must come up to here and maybe even that way, because you can see the sea line. Yeah, it must come right up to where the end of the beach is, all the way from there. I mean, I don't know how far that is. It must be like a kilometre away. It's far. I think it would take quite a while to actually walk to it. Wow.
Watch that come in.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to watch it come in. Beware of being trapped on the sandbanks by the incoming tide. Yeah, no wonder.
Okay, where do you want me to go?
We found where, I don't know, park somewhere with the view of the beach.
Left or right?
Whichever way you fancy. So first beach driving.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Is this cool, Julia?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's first time
Yep.
I could
In the
reverse
car.
up to here.
on the beach.
Yep, let's do that. This is called Black Rock Sands Beach. It's beautiful. And very cool to be driving on it.
When I'll be coming home.
We're driving further onto the beach to see how far we can go. What are you eating there, Julia?
She's on the crunchy nut now.
Crunchy nuts.
Oh, and by the way, this video is not sponsored.
Can we turn round?
Yeah, we can turn around, but it looks like we've pretty much come to the end of it.
At the end.
It's a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit here, and there are actually signs on the beach.
Why go for a walk down the beach when you can clearly go for a drive down the beach? Much easier.
Exactly. Exactly. We've now come to the other end of the beach, and we want to come back for a barbecue one day.
Yeah, I
Bring a
think we
barbecue
should.
one day.
I think we should bring a barbecue. We'll go
Why
and get
not?
some barbecue stuff from Morrison's, our favourite shop now here.
Absolutely. Why not?
Specifically
Oh
also
look,
where
there's like a
it's
cave.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't see
Go
that
and have a
before.
look at it.
We've driven quite a bit on the beach, haven't we?
Yep, we have driven quite a bit on the beach. Saves walking, you know, like we have to do in other countries. That's much easier. These Welsh have got this sorted out. Just drive your car. Or it's just coming down from the above.
So, yeah, there's probably lots of people being there.
Yeah, I'd probably use it as a public toilet, actually.
You can
Smells like it.
Here with my happy child.
Are you going to name Julia Happy, did you say?
Yeah, she can be happy. Who can be grumpy?
We're in Barmouth now, and it's a very, very busy place.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I said. It's stunning.
Stunning beaches here.
Incredible, I know. We've just stopped here, parked there, and with this view, and we're going to have some Welsh cakes that we bought in Morrison's. Aren't we? Are you excited for your Welsh cakes?
Finally.
Finally!
Smashed to bits.
The only time we tried Welsh cakes was at Snowdon, and yeah, Julia's got all smashed into pieces in Daddy's pocket.
Took me about 10 minutes to get in my pocket. Literally, didn't it?
Are they good? Yeah. It's just like a tough pancake with raisins. That's what it reminds me of.
It's more of a bready pancake though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit more bready.
Yeah, it's a bready pancake with
Raisins.
in it. Yeah.
We're just outside of Bournemouth, and we found this spectacular viewpoint here that overlooks what it looks like a beach, but I think it's just an estuary. The tide is low, so you can see a lot of the sand banks, but when the tide comes in, it probably fills up again. But the view is amazing. We're back to driving in Snowdonia National Park. We can see quite a few autumn leaves around now.
You know what they say. There are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave. Yes, even braver than the bravest. So let's go, start the race.
It's said on the sign that in this lake there is an algae present that's toxic to humans, and it can cause skin irritation, fever, vomiting, diarrhea. So we won't be touching this water. Under these waters and near this stone stood Hafod Fadog, a farmstead where in the 17th and the 18th centuries Quakers met for worship. I don't know what a Quaker is. On the hillside above the house was a space encircled by a low stone wall where larger meetings were held, and beyond the house was a small burial ground. From this valley came many of the early Quakers who emigrated to Pennsylvania, driven from their homes by persecution to seek freedom of worship in the New World.
And the storm is one with our game. We just keep burning the flame. You are one of us. We say come, whatever may.
It's a very rainy day today.
Today, oh no, half isn't enough. Let's build castles.
We are staying in a holiday village by Caernarfon, and we've driven through it already, and it's quite big, this holiday village. We're not likely to walk all the way through the whole thing because of the size of it, but we're going to have a look now and have a walk around it. Nearby our chalet is a lake, so we're going to walk down to it. Our chalet is nearby this lake, and there are some swans, and I just saw a fish jump out. Look at those swans, they're cute. Gosh, they sound like a horse.
Sorry?
They sound like a horse. Listen to it.
When lights go out you're in my mind.
These are the riverside chalets. They must have a very nice view of the lake.